that's genetically, maybe they gave you something, like I got something from my.
I know it's a little rude to eat while I'm making videos. Oh, it's so good. Excuse me, I made like an eggs, rice, chicken medley, like buffalo sauce, all that. Really awesome after work lunch. This is right up my alley because I have been wrestling with what is this narcissistic parents stuff that a lot of people, especially directed towards the millennials and Gen Z, that's been going on right now, where we're waking up and we're realizing our parents weren't the perfect people. They've pulled wool all over our eyes. And sometimes, yeah, you could hold them to a responsibility, but I also understand that they were raised by, their parents who were 10 times harsher on them. And I'm not saying this to devalue what our generation has definitely been through, because me, myself, I got stories too. Heck, I remember when I was entering fifth grade, I was forced to switch schools. They never asked how I felt about it, I was just forced to. And then when I didn't like it, my dad told me to suck it up, and then I got beat with a belt pretty bad. No explanation, just don't show weakness, don't show emotion. And that led to all sorts of emotional irregularities, which eventually I had to go to therapy for. And then they labeled me as bipolar, which it was just like, no, I just never had a good roadmap to like emotionally regulating myself. And I've had to learn that as a grown adult. And I've had to be my own guide on that. And guess what? It turns out I'm not mentally insane or anything like that. I was just a normal person having normal emotional responses. But I understand where my parents went wrong. So I'm right there with you. It's not one of those revelations that you could just, get over. Plus, if I bring it up to them nowadays, they usually get pretty defensive. But, also in other aspects, they did try their best. I don't think there's any such thing as a perfect parent. In fact, I know some parents who completely drop the ball. I've had friends who had parents who they don't talk to for reasons because those parents are in jail. But where am I going with all this? Not only just to say, hey, I could relate. I'm not telling you to get over it, because you're going to work through it at your pace when you're ready. And your healing is your healing, and you got to go through it on your own time. But forgiveness is not for the other party. I think it's for yourself. Because me, I've had to forgive my parents for the mistakes they made while raising me. Yes, I was just a kid. How was I supposed to know what was real and what not? They were my guiding figures. And in a lot of aspects, they completely dropped the ball. But I'm going to quote Limp Bizkit: we cannot change the past, but we can work towards a better tomorrow. Because even worse tragedy than suffering a horrific past is letting it swallow up a brighter future. And again, it's going to be all on your time, all when you feel like it. No one's forcing you to just get over it, because I think that's pretty cool to say to somebody. But to anybody who's suffering from narcissistic parents or narcissistic parental trauma, just know you got to forgive them for you. Because the time we spend stewing over the past is time wasted that we could be looking for a brighter future. I recommend a hobby or something. I like guitar, but that's my piece.